Good evening, everyone. It is John C. Morley here, serial entrepreneur. Welcome to IFYL, Inspirations for Your Life. I'm so happy that you popped in. We are on Saturday, which means we have a brand new master topic. We start on a Saturday, we roll it through the week, and we finish them on a Friday, ending with that master topic on the day 7, episode 7. So I do want to thank you for popping in tonight. Whether you're watching us right now live, whether you're watching us at 12 noon, 12 midnight, 6 a.m., 6 p.m., 3 a.m., 3 p.m., 4:30 a.m., 4:30 p.m., whatever time it is. Thanks so much for making Inspirations for Your Life a daily part of your motivation to get you going on your way to success. All right, let's get into our master topic, shall we? Here we are. Become positive and change your life series, show 26, episode number 1. So just to let you guys know, we are on, yes, ladies and gentlemen, we are on our series 2, which means we're in our second year, show 26, episode 1. Now, when people talk to me about being positive, they figure they can just say things that are positive and, their life's going to be fine. But, it's a lot more than just what we say. It's what we think and what we do. And so our thoughts will fuel our actions, right? And so when we think about our life and how that works and how, becoming positive. So how do you become positive if you're in a negative environment? Maybe it's not your fault you're in that negative environment, but you're in a negative environment for whatever reason. And so the first thing you have to realize is acknowledge where you are right now. Where are you in that environment? What can you notice? And just be aware of it. Maybe it's the people, maybe it's the situation, whatever it is. So just acknowledge where you are right now. And then what I want you to do is think about where you want to be. That's important. So becoming positive starts with positive thinking, mental thinking. But can you just think your way to everything? Well, thinking is part of it. But I don't want you to just think that you can think positive and just things are going to happen, because there's a lot more to it than just thinking positive. Being positive is going to put you into the right frame of mind so that you can react, right? We remember what Henry Ford said a long time ago. He said, if you believe you can't do something, you're right. And if you believe you can, you're also right. So what that means, ladies and gentlemen, is that our life is predicated on our thoughts. And so our thoughts empower us or disempower us to do something or not do something. If you are positive, we've talked about this before, but how to see the glass half full as opposed to half empty. When you're positive, your RAS, your reticular activating system, is always looking for, the good. And so a lot of people, when they're growing up, are conditioned to being negative because of their parents, situations, whatever it is. And so they develop this mindset that everything's negative, and they look for things. They look for the negative in things. Now, that sounds like a terrible thing, but it's the truth. And, you can get out of it. You absolutely can get out of it. Getting out of negativity into positivity overnight, it takes time. It doesn't happen overnight. So if we can understand that, and the fact that if we choose to be positive, okay, our thoughts are going to become more positive, and they're going to cause us to have our RAS, or reticular activating system, to be focused on positivity in our life. That's right. Positivity in our life. That sounds pretty easy. It is easy. But how do you become positive if everything appears negative? So let's say you were on a trip, for example, and everything has gone wrong on the trip. The car was late, the plane was late, picking you up was late. They didn't have your hotel room ready. I mean, nothing's working for you. And you say, oh, gee, my whole trip's going to be terrible. What you can do is say, okay, the plane was late. All right. The rest of my trip is going to be great. So maybe the plane got delayed. Maybe you land and the car's in. All right, so the car is not here. No big deal. The rest of my trip is going to go well. And you know what? You get to the hotel and the hotel's not ready. Well, the rest of my trip, so the hotel's not ready. That's all right. The rest of my trip is going to be amazing once we check in. And so now that you have that mindset, you know what happens? You go to sleep and the next day you wake up and everything is great. And it's amazing. But if you say, oh, the rest of my day is going to be terrible, the rest of my trip's going to be terrible, then you're looking for things to become negative. Now, these things that happened that were still negative, you were positive, just blipped right over you like a bump in the road. Because if we go over a bump, which we do in life, and we'll probably do that more than once. And so that bump that you went over, I don't know, maybe a year or two ago, do you remember where it was? Maybe, maybe not, doesn't matter. But you didn't focus upon it. It was a bump in the road. So the thing is, sometimes stuff in our life might happen that we don't want. And so just don't focus on it and allow things to just move on from here. That's the most important advice I can give you, is that now I focus on this being a great trip. I get up in the morning, the sun is out, I have a great breakfast, and I'm on my tour, and I'm having an amazing time. But people, for whatever reason, believe that, things never work out for me. That's what they say. I always have a problem. I always run into some kind of issue. Instead of saying, it's a bump in the road, things always work out for me. Slight setback, but the rest of my trip is going to be fantastic. Maybe this happens to you in school where you didn't do great on a test. It's happened to me. Could be you, could be the teacher, could be a lot of different things, right? Maybe it's you getting adjusted to the new teacher or to the new school, what have you. And so you start realizing that I don't like what I got. I don't like the grade that I got. And I need to do what I can to improve that grade. And so the next time you have a test, you're like, my next test is going to be great. And you know what? You do well on the next test because you have that positive attitude in life. So an attitude is something that's very, very important. If I asked Merriam-Webster, okay, attitude, let's take a look at what the definition is according to attitude. So attitude is a noun. It is, and I quote from Merriam-Webster.com, the arrangement of the parts of a body or figure. That is the attitude, the posture. Okay, that's one thing. The position assumed for a specific purpose. A ballet position similar to the arabesque in which the raised leg is bent at the knee. A mental position with regard to a fact or state. A feeling or emotion toward a fact or state. There's also a few other ones. The position of a craft, such as an aircraft or spacecraft, determined by the relation between its axis and reference datum, such as the horizon or a particular star. A bodily state of readiness to respond in a characteristic way to a stimulus, such as an object, concept, or situation. A negative or hostile state of mind, a cool, cocky, defiant, or arrogant manner. The one that I'm talking about is a feeling or emotion toward a fact or state, a mental attitude with regard to a fact or state. You see, our attitude actually does a couple things for us. One, it puts us into a high state or puts us into depression. When we get into a high state, if something goes wrong, it's like, okay, something went wrong. So what? I'm going to try it again. But if you don't believe, you number my hat, believemeachieve.com. By the way, if you're new, take your phone and scan the QR code and you'll be bounced over to my link tree. But if you're listening to us only, then go to believemeachieve.com for more of my great creations. I knew many years ago that being positive was something I enjoyed because when I started becoming positive, even if some things went negative along the way, so what? The rest of my life is amazing, right? You could be in traffic. Okay, there's traffic. The rest of the night's going to be great. The rest of my trip is going to be great. Maybe you meet somebody and you're not hitting it off well. Okay, so the date didn't go so well. The next person I meet is going to be great. And even if they aren't, just say the same thing. And you're going to get over those bumps in the road. And those bumps in the road are going to allow your attitude to recover. So, if you've ever had a situation where somebody threw a ball at you and maybe the ball hit you in the arm, maybe when you're younger, and you're like, oh, that hurt, right? And so the first thing you do is maybe you rub your arm, maybe you sit down, and then it kind of like, it goes away. You don't focus on it and the pain really goes away. The discomfort goes away. If you're for, oh, my arm hurts, it's just terrible. And it's like, it seems to hurt you more the more that you focus on it. I mean, seriously. So our refractory period, right? The period that we have to recover is very, very important. Okay? Very, very important. Um, by refracting to what's happening, we're talking about a period in recovering back. Okay. Um, so basically, the term is it's the time after an action potential that happened is generated in which whatever happened will either be able to rehappen again. So I was in a positive state. I got hit with the ball. Oh, and now my refractory period getting back up. Okay, no big deal. It was just a slight, it's fine. I'm okay. So, but that happens because of our attitude. And our attitude adjusts the way our hormones, the way certain chemicals are released in the body. So being positive might sound like, this magic voodoo stuff. It's not. Being positive allows us to see a clear picture. A clear picture. That's pretty cool. If you have ever gone out to dinner, which I'm sure you have, and maybe you didn't get a great item on the menu, it was terrible. So you back to the server, say, hey, I really didn't enjoy this. Can I get some? Sure, no problem. And you say, okay. And the next thing they're going to be bring out to me out, and they're always going to be great. Have a good attitude. I was at a restaurant the other night, and you guys know I review restaurants and food on the GFR channel, Genuine Food Reviews. And I was very impressed with not only the hostess, the manager, and the server. The server was so professional, so polite. I thought I was at a 5-star restaurant, even though this wasn't a 5-star. It was like a pizzeria where they make artisan pizza. And he was like basically to the nines. Why? It's his attitude. Okay? His attitude. And I believe, ladies and gentlemen, that when your attitude is one way, then you're going to be amazing. Right on point with everything. Asking me whether you could take my order. Food delivery was very quick. Service was amazing. A second pitcher of water brought to my table. He had a great attitude. Of course, when it came time for the tip, I left him 20%. But it was a kind of attitude that I want to go back to again. When people notice that you have positivity in you, it's like a moth being drawn to a flame. They want to be around you. And I could tell you, I go back there again, I'm going to ask for that server again because he was outstanding. So this entire week, we're going to be talking about, you got it, become positive and change your life. Because when you make the choice to become positive, which is a choice, the rest of your life will change. Well, hey, John, I became positive last night. Nothing happened. Rome was not built in a day. So become positive, keep being positive, and you'll slowly start to see your life evolving. And it will become a habit. And then your brain, your reticular acting system will just say, oh, I'm going to look for that. I'm look for that. Because when you keep looking for positive things, you look for more positive things. If something was negative, like, oh, that's going to be terrible. That's going to be terrible. Your brain's like, okay, I'll go find you more negative stuff. I'll go find you more negative stuff. Ladies and gentlemen, I am John C. Morley, serial entrepreneur. It's been a privilege, been a pleasure, been an honor to be with you. It's a fantastic, amazing evening. I hope that you will like, love, and support the channel. Definitely comment below. Tag your friends, colleagues, and associates. Share this out with everyone you know on social media. Go to my YouTube channel, John Space C, Space MRLY, Space Serial Entrepreneur. Look for that key phrase, help keep our content free. Make the choice, ladies and gentlemen, to buy my team and I a cup of coffee, a bowl of fruit, or a delicious dessert plate. Either way, we'll be grateful. Those pennies and dollars will investment in new hardware, new technology, new equipment, new software, even new facilities to give you the most jaw-dropping, motivational content. Inspire you to have an amazing life. So remember, an amazing life starts with a great attitude. A great attitude starts with the choice that you want to have a positive life. Have yourself an amazing rest of your evening, and I will see you guys tomorrow with another episode to our positive crusade. And I have a great guest coming up, by the way, on Wednesday, which you'll hear more about in a day or two. So stay tuned and check out Believe Me Achieve for more of my amazing great creations. Have a good one, everyone.